Hello, and welcome back to another WhiskAYE podcast, number 18. This is 18 of 20 for anyone who knows the lore. We've only got two lost podcasts, but
I thought you were predicting the future then. Just like, oh, okay.
No.
News
This
to me.
is the 18th upload of 20 recordings is what I meant. This podcast box is obviously, as per usual, Dram Team box. It's the Lowland Showdown, and it says in this box we pit 3 compelling Lowland malts against 3 enticing Lowland grains in a very tasty regional tete-a-tete. Whether you're a malt maniac or go gaga for grain, you're bound to find a Lowlander to go loony over. Cheers. Which, sounds interesting. First up, we've got the 3 malts, and then we've got the 3 grains, so that should be...
Tete-a-tete, as they say in France.
I saw it, and I was like, oh no, and then I was like, oh wait, I know what this says.
You guys are close, aren't you? So you should know it.
Unfortunately, our Gaelic is gone, which I would assume would be similar to that which is spoken by the Gauls, but
Old French, yeah, maybe.
But I say it's gone. They put up a bunch of signposts in the Highlands imitating Wales.
Araf.
Well, they haven't put all the roads, where in Wales when it says slow on the road. Yeah.
Yeah, put Welsh first for whatever reason. Yeah, fair enough. Do you want to get straight? Well, I was going to say, do you want to get straight into whiskey? But I just had a point. Maybe it's because you guys have got culture without the language, like whiskey. You don't need it, if you know what I mean. So, do you want to just jump into the first whiskey? Get this kicked off?
Sounds ideal to me.
Okie dokie then. So the first one on our list for today is Glasgow 1770, the original. And the card says, the inaugural release from these Glaswegian new kids on the block marks the rise of a new whiskey era in Scotland's second city. Handcrafted in copper pot stills named Tara and Myrie, the original combines Scottish barley with water from Loch Katrine. Matured in first fill ex-bourbon casks and finished in virgin oak, this young dram really packs in the flavour. So on the nose, you should be getting dried dark fruits with tropical undertones. I'm not going to say on the nose, but that's pretty, followed by hints of biscuit, oak, and freshly cut grass. Are you getting any of those?
Yeah, I can see where they're getting that from.
Yeah?
It does have a very spring, summer kind of...
Is it like a Glen Grant kind of smell? Because I was thinking that's quite a springy one.
A little bit.
So if you want to dive in for a taste, you should be getting sweet butterscotch with a creme brulee char on the palate. Hints of freshly sliced pear. You like that? Dried figs, dates.
It's quite happily.
Yeah, dates and raisin with sweet almond, honey, and creamy shortbread notes. The finish is long and resinous with dark red fruits and a hint of treacle. Well, this sounds lovely, so I'm getting straight in.
It's very nice.
That is very nice. It's very clean. Like on the start, the initial taste,
It's not a whole lot of flavour right at the front, but it's sort of...
It builds, and the aftertaste is lovely.
Yeah, it's very butterscotchy, creamy.
Yeah, well, that's very nice. I like that a lot. I'm definitely getting kind of like the butterscotch. The creme brulee, that kind of almost sherry flavours, but not quite as dark.
Yeah.
More sweet. Maybe a sweet almond, yeah. I'm not sure about sliced pear. You're the fruit expert. What do you get?
I think the sliced pear is quite early.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Green fruits, or however you refer to that.
Yeah, orchard fruits or whatever.
We've had this discussion before, I think.
Yeah.
So, very clean. Well, what would you say was on the nose? I think the nose was pretty accurate, to be fair.
Yeah. Definitely sort of
Fresh spring
yeah.
notes on the nose. Butterscotch, brulee, and orchard fruits on the palate. Finish is long and sweet, would you say? I think so.
Pretty sweet, yeah. That'll be like the treacliness, dark fruits.
Well, I'm gonna do break from tradition. I'm gonna finish this one because I really like that.
Finished.
Yeah, I'm having a second half.
I also finished it.
Also, because like I've got about 700 of these bottles I've finished.
Yeah,
in my front room.
That's why I've started not tempering my consumption during the podcast because just builds up a collection of half drams.
It really does. Okay, what would you like to give our opening whiskey?
Never liked to go too high on the first one, but this was really good, so I'm going to go for a 4.
I think that's an excellent. Oh, it was very, very nice. In fact, I'm going to put very, very nice as my comment because I'm insightful like that. Would you like to put any comments against that?
I just we sort of said it had a very like bright, fresh flavour to it.
Bright and fresh flavours. Yes, indeed. Wrong on this. Okie dokie. Because we're professionals and we keep things going at pace, delivering at pace, as they say. Do you want to lead us into number 2?
Yes. I'm just holding back a smile. Delivering at pace. Yeah.
Delivering at pace, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a vital thing to do.
It is. I can't remember what any of the others are. What were the others?
Providing value for money, stuff like that. They've changed them now.
Yeah, we have different ones to you now.
And those aren't the ones anymore. There's like,
One of ours is now we deliver on our promises, no excuses, which is a really crap.
One of your core tenets of your working is do your job.
But what happens if things change?
Yeah.
I'll deliver on my promises, no excuses. Well, I'm just never going to promise anything then.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's probably more what they're after.
Yeah, just
keep it vague.
Yeah, there's a few management consultants have obviously been in and told them what they need to do to fix it. Other than pay people more money, obviously.
Whilst paying the management consultants thousands of pounds an hour.
Yeah, and then probably justifying an increase in their own wage because of what they've done.
All the management.
Yeah. It turns out these management consultants told me I'm serially underpaid and they're independent, so.
Yeah. They also said you were underpaid, but we can't afford to pay all of you, so.
No, because we're baselined. They can't tell us what we're baselined against, but they can tell us that it's fair.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
Before we get you fired, should probably move on to the next whiskey.
Yeah. Let's get more drunk.
Yeah. Next up, we have a Bladnik 10-year-old Bladnoch, I suppose.
Whereabouts is Bladnoch? Because I've never heard of it, and I didn't think there was many in the Lowlands.
I don't know.
All right, I'm going to look it up then. While you do your
You look it up, and I will speak.
Yes.
So, a very premium single malt producer, sometimes known as the Queen of the Lowlands, Bladnik's flagship 10-year-old is matured in a hand-selected ex-bourbon casks to impart a sweet, spicy flavour. After coming under new ownership in 2015, the 200-year-old distillery is finding an exciting new direction under the expertise of master distiller Nick Savage, previously hailing from the very well-known Macallan distillery. So, I wonder what he did to get fired, or if he got.
That's what you jumped
pay
to.
Rise.
It's just west of Dumfries. That's the closest place.
All right, so
it's like halfway between Dumfries and Stranraer.
All right. Western Borders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense because that's just over from like Isla and Campbelltown and all that.
It's just south of them, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So on the nose should be delicate floral with notes of honey and refreshing citrus.
Okie
Get any of that?
Honey, yes. Citrus, not so much.
You'll be loving that then.
You have remembered that I don't like honey. I'm kind of flattered that you remembered that.
I also remember that you thought you didn't like cinnamon.
Do you remember how I found out I like cinnamon?
Yeah, because it was in a cinnamon swirl, but you thought that was a Danish.
I got into an argument with someone over that. I was like, no, I don't want a cinnamon swirl. I don't like cinnamon. I want a Danish. Like, this is cinnamon swirl what you're pointing at, though. It's like, fine, give it me. You're wrong, but give it me. Then it's like, oh, no.
I think a cinnamon swirl is like kind of like a type of Danish almost. But yeah.
It's the same, innit? But it's just instead of raisins, it's got cinnamon.
Yeah.
It turns out I just really like cinnamon. Oh, I like cinnamon in things.
Yeah, well, nobody likes cinnamon and a spoonful of cinnamon. That's why there's the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah, fair point. It
turns out I like salt in things. I don't like spoonfuls of salt.
Weak. That's why you're weak.
Yeah.
I'm eating salt all the time because it preserves stuff, doesn't it? I'll never die.
That's how it works.
Preserving all my organs, yeah.
Definitely doesn't preserve dead things.
No, they're nice and dry, my organs now, as they need to be.
Don't want to be wet. If anything,
No,
if coronavirus has taught us anything,
I don't want to drown.
You want your organs to be dry.
Yeah. Otherwise you drown.
Yeah.
Obvious. Okay, I'm gonna dive in because we're already talking enough nonsense. So I'm diving into the first tasting of this. What am I meant to be tasting?
Parma violets with fresh apples and hints of wood spice, and then it should have a finish which is sweet mouth coating leads to a refreshing finish, which doesn't tell us a lot. But
so I don't know what the hell Parma violets are, but that is very appley.
Parma violets are like a perfumed sweet.
How the hell do you know that? Is it a Scottish thing?
No, they're a boiled sweet that's purple. That's why they're called violets. But you also get Swizzles ones, so you know people who make refreshers and double lollies and.
I'm not into my sweets, so yeah.
And their multi-packs, Parma violets.
Another really good one. I think we just like lowland whiskies, to be honest.
I think we like pretty much all whiskies. Maybe not the peat monsters. Although you liked a peaty one like three podcasts ago.
Give us time. So, I think they'll grow on us.
But yeah.
Anyway, you dive in. Have yourself a flavour.
I'm definitely getting the floral notes in the nose, and honey is really strong. Yeah. So I'm going to take a sip.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's very appley, personally. It's like apple, I don't want to say rind, but like apple skin. You know, if you have apple skins on stuff.
Yeah.
It's like that, rather than the actual like fruit of the apple or the meat of the apple, whatever you call it. It's like the skin. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, yeah. I get where you're coming from with that as well, because it's not like the sort of acidic bite of an apple flavour. It is more like the muted flavour of like caramelized skins or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad I'm not talking complete nonsense.
Yeah. I do get the Parma violet when you first sip it. It sort of blooms up the palate rather than like wide.
I might be tasting it, but I've never had them, so.
Yeah.
So you're going to say Parma violet.
It sort of tastes like sugary perfume.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. There's a light spiciness to it, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
A light spice, kind of like a cinnamon kind of spice, or a ginger, that kind, rather than a heat.
Excellent spices.
It is quite refreshing. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Sad it. I may as well finish this one off as well. Going to be smashed by the end. I haven't had I've been drinking beer, as you know, pretty regular with my old man.
Yeah.
But I have 2 beers with him, like at 8 on a Friday, and
Yeah.
by the end of the second beer, I'm knackered. I'm just wanting to fall asleep.
Yeah, I've discovered that when you're somehow working from home is more tiring.
Oh, it 100% is. 100%. We went back into where I work for a week. And, I mean, it got me a text from the blooming COVID app saying you may have been exposed, but then nothing from that. I've had that again, actually. I'm guessing it's a gym one. But they haven't followed it up to say I need to isolate or anything.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, coming from that, I was expecting to be fully drained, especially because, like, I went all out to keep everyone off guard. So I ironed a shirt, I wore a tie, and I got a hairstyle for the first time in my life.
Oh, a hairstyle.
Not just like a cut. I had it like hairspray in and everything.
Oh.
I know. It's only a parting to one side, but it looks all right. I think it looks all right.
I'll have to see this at some point.
Well, I'll send you a picture. Everyone was like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, C1, gotta look professional. I always look like this. You just can't remember.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah. And they're like, no, you've never worn a tie. It's like, what are you talking about?
Shows how much their opinion of you, how low their opinion of you is. That's what you should say. You're just projecting these images onto me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're racist against Northerners.
Yeah.
No, what they think they figured it out. They think I'm seeing someone.
Aha.
More fool them. No.
So basically, they're saying that you got a girlfriend and she made you dress better.
Yeah, the only reason I could want to present myself slightly nicer isn't because I've just recently turned 30 and feel like I need to up my game a little bit. It's because I've met someone.
I mean, I haven't worn work trousers since lockdown.
See, I was getting into that at home because I quite like taking them off at the end of the day, but I've stopped doing it because I go to the gym at the end of the day and it's just more time.
Yeah. Well, I've been into work quite a few times. Just, keeping an eye on projects and stuff. But doing inspections. But I've just worn jeans because it's site work, so it's like, what's the point of wearing trousers to them?
If I'm on a dockyard visit, I don't wear work clothes because you're just going to get them dirty.
Exactly.
And if you're out on a blooming dock, they're always cold, and work trousers are just not good enough.
Exactly.
So no, you're being sensible. What score would you like to give to?
Give that one a 3.5.
A 3.5.
It's a high 3.5, but still a 3.5 because we don't have a percentage system like big Jim Murray or whatever his name is.
I think you remembered him, yeah. I think if this would have been the opener, we'd have given it a 4 because I think it's really nice. But compared to the previous one, agreed, 3.5.
Our numbers would probably have been skewing really high after that.
Yeah, because we'd have given this. I think whatever we'd have done, we'd have given the first one a half point more.
Yeah. I'd like to say in my comment that it was like lightly perfumey.
Lightly perfumey. Listen to this one,
Like it's not like in your face. This tastes like perfume. I've drank alcohol that's like that. Mostly because alcohol, like, is a ingredient for perfume, but
it is, yeah. I think the thing I like about Lowland whiskies is I like sherry monsters, as you know, but you know when you've drunk one, if you know what I mean. You have a sherry monster, a single of it, and you're like, kind of. It takes a little bit of. If you're out, you either take it slow or you need a bit of a breather. You're not going to. But these ones are so light, and I mean the first one was 46%. This one was 46.7. But they're so light, they're just easy drinking. Yeah. You can ease into drunkenness with these.
Yeah, rather than being like...
Just head first into it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that. Okie dokie. I guess it's my turn, is it?
Yep.
Okie doke. What is an Epicurean? I know the word, and I don't know what it is.
Same.
I think it's someone who... I'm going to take a guess. It's someone who's an expert on food and drink.
It's to do with philosophy, I think.
An epicure. Oh, okay, we're both right. So an Epicurean is a disciple or student of the Greek philosopher Epicurus, a person devoted to sensual enjoyment, especially that derived from fine food and drink.
Huh. There we go.
How about that, eh?
Yeah. My listening to that history of philosophy podcast is finally coming useful.
Well, it's typical co-CEOs that we had it covered between us.
Yeah.
Typical.
Exactly.
Right. So the Epicurean, which everyone knows what that is now. You're welcome.
Education on this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should play it in schools.
Edutainment.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that.
Everyone does. It's like Christian rock and roll, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not making Christianity better. You're making rock and roll worse. Oh, you all right there? You all right?
Yeah, something went down the wrong way.
Fair enough. It's Jesus. For that blasphemy.
I was just getting strangled for laughing at Christian rock and roll. That's what it was.
Right. So this is a limited edition of just 600 bottles. So thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
This cask strength Edinburgh edition of Douglas Lang's popular Lowland malt blend is a result of a collaboration between. Sorry, I got distracted. With Edinburgh's most noted bartenders and spirits experts. In a one-off event, they competed head-to-head to create their own unique blends from a selection of Lowland malt whiskey samples provided by Douglas Lang. Lindsay Blair ultimately took the blending crown after a blind tasting by Fred Lang himself. What a cool release. Yeah, agreed. That is really cool, actually. So we've only got tasting notes for this. We don't have note, palate, and finish like usual. It's bursting with lively green fruits, sweet barley, and tangy citrus with just a touch of spice. So I haven't poured one out yet. So what do you get from the nose?
Well, from the nose, it also has kind of some honey, treacly, syrupy sort of sweetness to it.
I'm just pouring it out, and I will let you know if I agree or disagree. Oh yeah, like a cooked sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a salted caramel kind of thing because it's got that deeper note to it. You know, when you add in the salt or you cook the sugar. I'm getting that is very strong on the nose. So I'm going to say caramelized sugar on the nose. That's a lovely
There's
smell.
some kind of fruity smell in it, but I can't put my finger on it.
Do you want to dive in for a taste and tell us what you find? I'm just going to keep nosing it like a professional boozer.
Oh, it's quite nice. There's like a spice. The spice is towards the end in the finish, but I'm not sure I'm getting the green fruits through. There's a saltiness to it.
There is. I think the problem is because the last one was so green fruity.
Yeah, maybe
this one does not come close in that kind of competition. If you were going to put those two up against each other. Yeah, I'm going to go back in for a second go.
If you hold it in your mouth for a while, the fruits come through a lot more.
Yeah, I did that as you said it.
It's sort of appley, almost like a bitter apple though.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think that's just the savouriness that I was getting.
It is very savoury. So very savoury with hints of bitter apple and
maybe the
mild spice developing.
That might be partly to do with the barley, I guess, the barley flavour.
Yeah. I saw that it said barley and I was trying to pick it out, but
It just about did the same thing as it did last time. Took a deep breath whilst my mouth was still full of vapours.
But it's the vapours of life.
Yeah. Wonder what that would be in Latin.
I don't know.
Something vitae, but
Probably. In like humour.
so
In humour, something to do with gas or
might be.
that's vapor of life in Latin. I'll look it up. Yeah, that's hard to. No, it's just vapor vitae.
Oh,
That's a little bit. So the
underwhelming.
Latin is vapor, vapor, which means steam or heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard to pin down. Very savoury.
It's nice.
Yeah,
it's kind of Campbelltown-esque.
Yes, I get what you mean, like the saltiness.
Yeah. But obviously, it's a lowland, so technically, I mean, Campbelltown,
Not
one
far
of
off.
those weird ones where it's like on a spur from the Western Highlands, in between all the islands. So, but a lot of the lowland whiskies, I think the biggest issue lowland has as a region is they don't really have an identity, if you know what I mean.
Yes, no, I get what you mean.
So, like Speyside and Campbelltown have strong identities. Islay has a really strong identity. The rest of Highland have like somewhat of an identity, and then generally each of the islands have an identity. But Lowland just seems to be whiskey.
Yeah, I think Lowland suffers from it the most, but
Probably
I think Speyside's in danger of going that way as well.
Maybe, but Speyside's sort of like an experimental epicenter just now.
Yeah, it's the big one, isn't it? You know, Speyside is where most of it's
They're willing
made.
to take risks because they know that they can just be like, yeah, but here's a sherried one, so
Yeah, and this is
pretty
from a
much
fan of Speyside, but yeah, I think the Lowlands do suffer from. I think the Lowlands suffer from a lack of identity and the fact that what little identity they've got is basically like not the weaker whiskies, but the milder whiskies.
Yeah.
Which
well,
I think
I imagine that comes from being population centers. So, like in the history of whiskey, when people preferred blends,
yeah,
it was better for you to make milder whiskies that could be sold to blenders than to make
probably right. But I
malts.
think I like a milder whiskey. I don't think every whiskey needs to be, a peat monster or a sherry monster or whatever.
Just hard to stand out when you're.
Yeah, and I think the problem is like, I don't know how much of the whiskey market is people who understand whiskey or have an interest in whiskey. Shall I say? That sounds a bit arrogant saying understand, but have an appreciation for it, if you know what I mean, and how much is just people who just it's whiskey. I want to drink Scotch whiskey. So if your thing is, I'm a mild whiskey, I think most casual whiskey people are like, no, I want whiskey, so I want it to be strong.
Yeah, probably. There's a bit the barbarian kind of rhetoric.
Yeah, it's that, and you might feel personally attacked here, but it's the people who are like, if they're going to have spice, they want all of the spice. There is no mild spice; it's just spice.
No, I get it. I do prefer things spicier, but the problem with that is that when your spice level goes up under a certain level, you just don't. It basically doesn't. So
yeah, maybe it's a bad comparison because you can appreciate, because I think both of us, our favourite kind of whiskies is a sherry whiskey still.
Yeah,
I would say, and they tend to be pretty. I don't want to call them like viscous almost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're heavy.
Heavy, yeah. But I think we both still appreciate a light one because we both. I mean, when we went to Glen Grant, we were both quite happy.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing of this blooming lockdown. I'd have done some more distillery visits with you by now.
Yeah, we would have been somewhere. It's been a whole summer where we could go anywhere, which is when you're trying to go. I mean, I've been up north twice.
Yeah, I know you've replaced me, but
I didn't go to any distilleries because they were all shut.
Yeah, you found a replacement, Josh, but I haven't found a replacement. Milburn, I've just got blooming Andy.
Well, if he pulls his finger out, he can start making you some barrels. And then
he won't do it. He won't do it. He said that if he went up and we did the barrel making, he wouldn't do it.
Well, in case he was bad at it.
Yeah, in case we were better.
Fair. What else was I going to say? Yeah, but when I was up there, well, there's only a certain number of months you can really get away with it, because I went and did I went up to John O'Groats on my week off after I moved flat.
Yeah.
We did a road trip, and it was wet. That's one way to describe it. Very wet would be another way. We took the sort of long way home, went past Stonehaven, and we were at the Stonehaven beach, but the beach wasn't there because the waves were coming up so high, they were coming up and over onto the road.
Wow.
And there was rocks all over the road. And it was at one point, it was suggested that I park my car on that street, to which I said, I gave a sort of, "Are you actually joking, Luke?" But,
it wouldn't be there afterwards.
Yeah. It would have been smashed to smithereens, but yeah. Anyway, what I was getting at there is that we have been up in the winter, but it's cold.
Yeah.
It snowed, and
I think
I ruined my knee when we went to Glen Grant.
Still harping on about that.
Yeah.
I think as early as now is next spring, really, innit? If we're being honest with ourselves.
I mean, we did it in February, I think. That time we went to Glen Grant, and it was a bit early. So yeah, March, April would be.
Yeah, it was all right. We only got rained on once in that one, didn't we?
We went to
Dallas too.
Yeah.
Right into that.
Would be the day that we had to walk about 3 miles each way.
Right on an exposed path as well.
Yeah. But
worth it.
It was fun. That was a good place to go. I recommend it if it's still open. God knows after COVID, but
fingers crossed. It was lovely. I mean, the good thing about it was with it being a storm, no one else was there.
Yeah. We've been talking a lot about distillery tours, but we haven't really mentioned that Lowland is where the whole thing started, really, with us.
Yeah. Well, you can take credit for that.
Oh yeah, I was just looking for something interesting to do, and who knew? Kickstart.
Yeah, because for me,
long hobby.
It started with a booner in a pub in Sheffield, because I saw there was a 60% whiskey, and I was like, "Go on, I bet I can stomach it, but it's going to be harsh." Yeah. And I had it, and I was like, "Christ, that was actually really smooth. That was really nice." I was like, "Maybe I like whiskey," and I think I probably talked to you about it. This was a couple of years before we even met, so I probably talked to you about it at some point.
Probably, yeah.
And then, I was coming up to visit you, and you were like, "Do you fancy Auchentoshan, because it's not too far from the train station, we can walk it?" And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds nice." And we went round, little walk, got there, got taken up into the tasting place, because we didn't do a tour, we just did a tasting.
Yeah, we just...
And
we weren't sure if we were into it yet.
Yeah, exactly. And nice little kind of bar area, I remember, with a bunch of other people. And he gave us chocolate raisins, which I remember asking for more of.
Yeah.
Like chocolate raisins. And then we had the free wood for definite, because that's a perennial favourite still. And probably a couple of the others, like the Virgin Oak or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
American Oak or something. And then they gave us a drop of that Bordeaux cask one, didn't they?
It was very... The guy said he would have given us more, but he basically drank it all.
Yeah. And that was our first expensive whiskey I bought in the end.
Yeah. Which was a good whiskey.
Yeah, it is a good whiskey. So, we've come full circle. Oh, there's no Auchentoshan's in this one that we were aware of. No. This one could have been in a blend, I suppose. It is full circle. Maybe we'll visit there again one day. The one
maybe actually do the tour.
Yeah, the one that I'd like to visit soon is Clydeside, when they're making their own.
I wonder if they've managed to...
I mean, they must have, because
in this environment.
Because Yorkshire Distillery is still releasing some, to my wallet's chagrin. Because they released the second ever sherry cask release, but this one was Oloroso casks, so it was a special edition. I got 2 bottles of that.
Oh, are they normally PX.
No, it was Moscatel last time.
Oh.
Yeah, it's nice. I've got 2 bottles of that 'cause, as you know, I'm trying to collect them. The only one I got 1 bottle of is a special edition that they did for Yorkshire Day, which is sat waiting for you to visit, and then I'll crack it open.
All right. Well, see you in 2022 probably. But
it's not getting any worse. Don't worry. It's in the shade.
Yeah.
Like in a box. It's fine. Completely sealed. It'll be fine.
Well, if Nicola decides to let us out of the country ever again, I'll come.
Well, if people had actually behaved for a little bit, maybe.
That would maybe do it. Yeah.
Mm.
I was in Govan.
Yeah.
Which is Govan.
Mm.
And you know, because that's where the shipyards and that are.
Even I've heard of it, and I don't know much about Scotland.
Yeah. But I was in, and I admittedly wasn't in the most upmarket of stores because I was in a B&M.
Fair enough.
But it was like the most people I'd seen in about since the start of lockdown not wearing masks indoors.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to be out of here as soon as possible.
It's stupid because, like, if I go to Sainsbury's, I'm not saying Sainsbury's is upmarket, but if I go to Sainsbury's, everyone's got a mask on, everyone's trying to distance, it's all right. If I go to Asda, forget about it. Like 50% of people no masks, everyone's pushing past each other like normal. Like if you're queuing for anything, they're just right up behind you.
Yeah. And no one's doing anything to stop them. So
no. Did you want to score the third one?
Yeah, I probably should.
Yeah.
It's quite. I would give that one a 3.5 as well. I think.
So I'm gonna give that one a 3, not because I don't like it, just it's not quite as good as the Bladnoch. I think we're slowly making the case for a 10-point, a 20-point scoring system, like up to 10 with 0.5s at this rate, or 0.25s, I suppose.
We may have to, come up with a more. I feel like the issue is that we've got, for the most part, half of our scale is not used because we start with good whiskey as a 2.5, 3.
Yeah, maybe we should give like bad whiskey
that you ever drink. That's possibly a thing, or just say I would give it a 0 if you don't like it. We can discuss this offline.
Yes.
If any of our many subscribers and viewers would have an idea for a better system, let us know.
Yeah, Chris, you know more about whiskey than we do, and I know you're subscribed, so
if you're listening,
help us out, mate. Help us out.
Get our boxes for free. 2.
You don't ask if you don't get if you don't ask.
Exactly.
If I start suddenly getting charged double.
But David's getting his box for free.
Yeah, we alternate months.
That is one way to get it for free.
Yeah.
Just pay twice as much the other month.
Yeah. Did you want to lead us into whiskey number 4?
I will. We've been rambling on for quite a while now, so.
Well, it's been a while since we've spoken, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's fair. Busy in that.
Yeah, replacing it.
So up next we've got the Old Particular Port Dundas, 13 years old. It says, built in 1811 and once Scotland's single biggest producer of whiskey, Port Dundas was ultimately closed in 2010 by owners Diageo, who wanted to concentrate grain whiskey production at the vastly expanded Cameron Bridge, best known for being where David Beckham Whiskey Hague Club is produced. So this bottling by Dram Team Fave Indie Douglas Lang is a rare opportunity to experience a whiskey from a closed distillery. Enjoy it while stocks last. So there you go, another one that pretty hard to get your hands on.
Yeah, another reason to get on the Dram Team.
Yeah, I mean they always deliver with the rare and interesting whiskies. That's the best reason to get it. If you ask me.
There's never been any kind of run-of-the-mill ones, has there?
Not really, or like not consistently. you might have a 1 month where you're like, there's usually still the 6th dram will always be rare. So that's probably the fairest way. But usually you get something quite rare in the normal ones as well, which I find is, above and beyond, basically.
Yeah.
So on the nose, you should be getting sugary boiled sweets with creamy custard and milk chocolate covered ice cream.
Milk chocolate covered ice cream?
Yeah.
You put chocolate around their ice cream?
People who like chalk ices.
Yeah, fair point, actually. I do like a chalk ice.
Did you ever have that ice cream topper when you were a kid that was like a sauce, but it went hard?
No.
That was a thing that was around for a bit.
That sounds like the tits. Was it good?
Yeah, it was pretty good. They had like raspberry, white chocolate, normal chocolate, butterscotch.
This is the thing. You know about all these things as a kid, and you're like, when I'm an adult, I'm just going to eat all this.
And then you're like, oh my god, that sounds like far too much.
I can't even remember the last time I had a donut.
No.
I love donuts.
We've discovered that Aldi make an ice cream that's snowball flavored.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you coconut, chocolate, marshmallow.
Oh, I might have to keep an eye out for that. I think we've got an Aldi around here. Have you ever had? I think it's Swedish Glass, like soya ice cream.
No.
That's pretty good.
All right.
When Martha lived here, she was getting it, and I was like, soya ice cream. Trying to be healthy with ice cream, stupid. And I had it. I was like, okay, actually, that's really nice.
Yeah.
She never let me live that down. Right, I'm diving in.
Yeah. Sorry, we're rambling, but yeah. The palate should be beautifully balanced with gentle spice, light cocoa, and runny Scottish honey. Don't know how you tell the difference between Scottish honey and other honeys, but fair enough.
Whether it's runny or not.
Yeah. And then the finish should be medium long with nutmeg, strawberry, peppermint, and creme brulee. Strawberry, that's a new one. So.
Yeah, now that you've said it, there's some strawberry in there towards the end.
I'm sort of getting the custardiness on the nose.
Yeah, I don't
get how you get chocolate covered ice. I don't understand what that would smell like. Chocolate doesn't really smell like anything when it's cold.
No, I'd say boiled sweets is accurate. Custard and boiled sweets.
Yeah.
On the nose. Guys, I'm struggling to type now. I'm getting drunk. There is a very mild spice. I would say there is a slight strawberry flavour there.
Yes.
That was an enthusiastic agreement.
It's like strawberry flavour rather than strawberry.
Yes. Like strawberry ice cream.
Yeah. Or strawberry milkshake or something. Yeah.
Or
that's the same thing.
Strawberry covered ice cream.
Yeah.
Yes. So I've got custard and boiled sweets on the nose, very mild spice, slight strawberry flavour on the finish. Anything you'd like to add?
It's quite is this really strong? No. It's quite spicy, but alcohol spicy, if you know what I mean.
I mean, you say no, it's 48.4, so it's pretty strong.
Yeah, but we've just had a 53.3, so.
Yeah.
In comparison, though. But yeah, you can tell it's strong. But it's
handles it well, though.
But it's not bad, yeah. That's often the case with grain, though, because there are sweeter, lighter character to the flavours. So
definitely lighter than malts, yeah. Gonna give this one a score, nice and quick. Counteract our earlier rambling.
I'll give that a 3.
A 3. I think a 3 is a fair assessment. So I will agree with you there. It is. It's been a long time since we've done one of these, it feels like. And it's been a long time since I've had this much alcohol. So it's started to. I am pretty buzzed now.
Oh, I've just tasted like strawberry flavour now. I can't get rid of it.
Yeah, I didn't taste it until you said it, and then I was like, actually, I was about to mock it and be like strawberry whiskey, and then I was like, oh, actually, I can taste that now.
It's like Crusham's Not crushums. It's like the milkshake, the stuff that came in a bottle. You just squirted it in.
Well, like
Strawberry
Yuzu or
version.
whatever.
Yeah, the strawberry version of that.
Yeah. I've never been a big fan of strawberry flavour stuff, like ice cream or. It's the worst flavour for
Banana's
milkshake.
better.
Banana's better for milkshake, yeah. But chocolate's even better.
Fair. I mean, I would usually buy a banana because they're rarer. So if I see somewhere selling banana milkshake, I'm like, oh.
Quite like just a vanilla milkshake, but I think that's just because that I'm Mr. Average. Like average height, average weight from England. Pretty central in England as well.
You're pretty much like the target demographic still.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You see, Andy.
Don't worry, in like 5 years you'll be out of the target demographic range. So
thanks for that. You see, Andy mocks me for it, but it's like, "How's your bed doing?" And he's like, "Shut up." Because he's 6'3", isn't he?
Yeah.
So his bed's all right, but if he goes anywhere that's not like his, like if I go on an airplane, legroom's not amazing, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's a nightmare for me.
Yeah, also, well, you're 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, 6'3", and my arms and legs are longer than they should be for someone of my height.
You do have a very small torso. I have noticed that about you. It's almost like someone piloting a mech.
Yeah, that's what I am. Oh
no! You get. I did wonder why you walk so stiffly, and there was like a every step, but.
Everyone always tells me they can't hear my servos, but I know they can hear.
It's why it's so loud, isn't it? You've got to you're shouting over the servos.
Yeah, that's it. I'm basically deaf from just servo noise in my neck. Every time I turn my head.
It's why you always stand in the corner.
Yeah.
Minimal head turning. It's all falling together.
Yeah. You've cracked the code.
Oh no! Does that mean you're like going to walk through the day and night to get to me and kill me now?
Yeah, I'm some like ants Gundam just tirelessly walking down the M6.
Just like through all the weathers, just like hail and rain and night and day, just tirelessly walking.
Yeah. That's me.
Yep. At least we figured it out now. I'll tell Rob. He might intercept you halfway.
No. You'll have to come round. He's pretty lazy, Rob. He hasn't finished any of the jobs we've given him yet.
No, he hasn't done any of them, no. I wonder if he's built his forge on his roof yet.
Skyforge.
Yeah, probably not.
I doubt it. He's got a kid now. Takes all his time.
We really should kidnap that kid so he can be more focused.
Motivated.
Yeah, build a forge or we'll kill your child. That kind of thing.
I didn't say kill. You know,
no, we wouldn't
actually.
It's more
sinister to say not let him know what you'll do.
We wouldn't actually. There's a really good bit on. So one of the things I watched, free shout out here to someone whose YouTube channel has like got millions of subscribers, but every little helps. But I watch a YouTube channel called Dead Meat, and he does breakdowns of horror films. So every Friday he'll put a horror film on. It's supposedly a kill count, but he basically talks through the film, and I like it because horror films scare me, so I don't watch them. But the horror's got like some really fun stories, because it can be really out there.
Yeah.
And there's a bit on.
Some of them are really out there.
Yeah, there's a bit on one called Jack Frost, which is about a killer who becomes a killer snowman. So there you go.
Yeah, I know Jack Frost. Yeah.
And there's a bit where he's writing his notes to the sheriff or to this FBI agent, I think, like taunting him about his killings when he's a man, and he does like the typical cutting out bits of newspaper or whatever, so you can't identify who it is. But he signs his name. So it's like, so on
that's a whole load of work for no reward.
Yeah, on a Dead Meat podcast, he kind of points it out. He's like, well, he's done it like old-fashioned kidnappers, but what's the point when he's put his name?
Pretty stupid.
It's just one of those points that clearly, like when they made the film, they were like, this is what serial killers do, and then we'll put his name at the bottom, and then it's just no one's been like, wait a minute.
Yeah, why is he doing it like this?
Yeah.
But no one's thought why. They've just thought this is it. This is how it's done.
This is how serial killers do it. Number 5. Go on, I'll lead us in. So this is the first of the 2 whiskey brokers. Sorry to steal your thunder a bit there. I was going to ask a question about this, but I'll introduce it and then I'll ask my question. North British, aged 12 years. Whiskey broker are hidden away on the west coast of the Lowlands in Creetown, just around the corner from Bladnoch. Maybe we got to visit there. And have a wildly enthusiastic cult following due to their habit of releasing insanely good cask-strength bottlings at very affordable prices. This unusual combination of relatively young single grain and a 7-month sherry barrel finish is one such example that we're excited to dig into. And because it's only tasting notes, and it's not even tasting notes, so I'll talk through what it says. Whiskey broker do not publish producer tasting notes, and COVID-affected logistics means we weren't able to get our hands on a sample to write our own. So nose and taste away, intrepid dram teamers, and let us know what you detect. Well, we're letting you know now.
This means that we could be shown up for being charlatans.
Yes, Tiger might, kill us. So my question to you, would you be offended by being referred to as North British?
It depends in the context.
So say like an American visits, because they're always, not always ignorant, but they're the stereotypical ignorant tourist. They're not always.
I prefer them say North British to North English.
Yes. But do you regard yourself as British?
I feel like I basically have to. My blood is like.
But even if it wasn't, say, if it was just based on just you, no previous generations. Do you regard yourself as Scottish or British? More.
I'd say I was both.
Yeah.
More is hard to say. It depends on which government has been more annoying recently.
Fair point. Because I think it's different. Because like, I go back and forth between being British and being English. Generally settling on British because I'm not that fussed about Wales, but I like Scotland. You know, if I was going to retire anywhere I've been on holiday, I was going to retire to, it'd be Scotland. And I am quite Scottish, so I'm allowed to do that. But I think there's like, if you said you identified yourself as Scottish, I think that'd be fine. If a Welsh person said they were Welsh, that'd be fine. But an English person identifying as English, oh, you're a little Englander.
This is probably due to like.
No, I'm not saying it's an unfair thing because England is the one who creates most of the problems.
I'd say it's because of it's because of the stereotype of someone who says the issue is the same issue I previously alluded to, which is people calling Britain England.
Yeah.
Which, right enough, 300 years ago that was basically correct. Which is when America was more or less discovered by modern people. Modern Western Europeans, I should say. Can't really say that it wasn't discovered by
natives,
Native Americans, or previously maybe Vikings, other stuff. But you know, modern Western Europeans discovered it around about then, and technically, so a lot of their historical documentation just refers to England and not Britain.
I think,
but they were interchangeable at the time. I don't think they're interchangeable anymore.
No, they're certainly not.
That's the issue. And then the issue is that there are people in England, mostly the people who would consider themselves English rather than British, who still think Britain is England.
Oh, it's always this crap of like, Scotland is a drain, so let them go independent or whatever. It's like, they're demonstrably not.
Yeah.
Like,
we actually have all the resources.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, you guys have a lot of the coal. You're just not allowed to dig it up anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you take any bit of Great Britain out of Great Britain, it's not Great Britain, is it? It's that simple.
Yeah, we all I'm not on board something.
Yeah, I'm not on board with the little Englanders who are like, oh, England leads the way and England did all the work. No, not that. But I'm also not on board with like the Scottish nationalists or the Welsh nationalists who are like, oh, we don't need England. I mean, kind of do. We all need each other. We're too small by ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, oh, we could survive on our own. It's like, yeah, but the aim of life is not survival; it's to thrive.
And this time, like the period that we're in of like history, is not
Globalization.
the time to be getting smaller.
No, that's what I'm
Leaving
saying.
the EU was a bad idea. So leaving the Great Britain is
We're in a globalist world
exactly.
now.
Yeah, if you're going to want to compete against America and China and India and Brazil and these big boys, you ain't going to do it as England.
Yeah, a lot of the
or Scotland.
developing nations are kicking out a lot more GDP than any of us are. So individually.
Yeah, so we all need each other.
Maybe not more per capita, but
although I'm pretty confident that Scotland will get independence soon, given COVID and
EU and
I feel like it's got quite a lot of support at the moment.
Although Nicola keeps trying to shoot herself in the foot by making.
Yeah, she seemed to be handling it really well initially, and then this second wave seems to have just completely thrown her.
I think there's just issues with typical government stuff of not explaining the decisions, and then people are like, "But it doesn't make any sense. You need to show us." No, we're following the science. And it's like, do you know who else is following the science? The people who you said weren't following the science. So, show us the science is basically what most people are saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of arbitrary rules like closing pubs and that, but
yeah, that was it. It was basically when they were like, you can still go to the gym, but you can't go to a restaurant, but you can go to a cafe, but they have to shut at 6.
Or
they can't serve alcohol.
Yeah, you can go to a cafe, but you can't go to your friend's house.
Yeah, that stuff. It's all like, what's...
There's no consistency.
No.
And rambling again. Yeah. Let's get into this. So we've got no tasting notes. So what do we get on the nose? It's quite mild.
Yeah, it's quite sweet.
Yeah.
But in like a toffee apple kind of way.
There's not a lot of smell there.
No. It's sort of like hinting at it.
I like that.
There's like some kind of toffee,
sweetness.
Caramel, and some kind of fruitiness to it.
Well, I'll let you go in first and tell us what you taste. Yeah, hints of sweetness is probably a good way of describing the nose. What do you get from the taste? No, he's still going.
I think I cut my tongue. So what I initially got was a sharp stabbing pain, but now not.
It's really contained.
Yeah.
It's like that's kind of like a caramelized sugar flavor.
Yeah.
I would say.
Hard to say anything. It's definitely in the region of.
I think it's salted caramel rather than caramelized sugar.
Maybe treacle.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of like dark but sweetness. That's really nice.
It's got a kind of leatheriness to it.
Yeah, I can maybe get that. Towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Don't normally come out with that one because normally I drink those ones as quickly as I can. But this one, it's not overbearing.
Yeah, I'd say it's a short finish though.
Yeah. I feel like that's fairly typical. Yeah, fairly typical of grain whiskey, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot more savoury than a typical grain whiskey. That's really nice. I really like that. Really like that a lot. That was reminding me of Campbelltown. In fact, I'm going to put that as my note.
Definitely Castram.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Yeah.
Feel the booze in my mouth.
Yes.
The vapors.
Have you seen what the next tasting is? Next box.
I haven't. What's up next?
They're all
preview
cast
for the listeners. They're all cast strength.
Yeah,
Might have to try and get a Saturday tasting for that.
probably a good idea. Yeah, I'm going to regret doing this one tomorrow, I think. Don't think I've got any early meetings, but the good thing is my project's got to such a point now that I'm allowed to just like rock up 5 minutes late and laugh at stuff inappropriately and just it's just
You're like, I've had all the bonuses I'm getting out of this. Let's get.
no, I still want the CEO one. I've had the minister one and I've had the director one. I want the middle one.
All right, yeah.
And I want to get my blooming certificate or whatever it is for my minister one. I didn't get out from that. I just got to go to London and shake someone's hand.
Which is like, right now, 2 of the worst things you could ever do.
Well, even back then, it was 2 of the worst things I could ever do.
But right now, it's like, go to London where they're basically just like, who cares about COVID? Let's just do them like herd
Yeah.
immunity.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because see, here London, like 100% should be in tier 3, but they've just kept it in tier 2 because they can't afford to shut.
Yeah, well, it's typical, isn't it? I think that's why Andy Burnham's kicking off, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, your numbers are worse.
Yeah. Do you want to give that one a score?
I'll probably give it a 3 again.
Oh, big difference here because I'm going straight for a 4 for that one.
Fair enough. I think I might have been soured to it by the sting in my tongue.
Fair. But yeah, okay, so we have to
fine after the
retaste.
second one.
We have to retaste all of the whiskies with a cut tongue. To give it.
To get fair scores.
Yeah, fair scores. Well, when we're proper full-time whiskey tasters, maybe.
Yeah. I'm not cutting my tongue just to taste whiskey with it.
Are we old enough yet to be developing the red nose, do you reckon?
No, but I think we're not far off.
Mm-hmm.
But, it starts with rosy cheeks, which I've started to get, so,
Well, it doesn't matter, because you found someone now, so you just got to get her married, and then you can do what you want.
Yeah, that old Jay-Z strategy, marry Beyonce, and then be like, I'm just going to get old and get fat.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
and
do what you want once you're married.
I'm not going to follow the Jay-Z strategy, though, because that involves also cheating on Beyonce and then being like, that was a stupid move. Everyone in the world now knows about that. So.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I like how you put that in there just in case your significant other listens. That's not part of the Jay-Z strategy. It's just the getting fat bit.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Diet 60.
You ought to bring her in on one of these if she'd be up for it.
I'll see what she wants to do.
Well, I've never yet spoken to her, so it'd be good to see my replacement.
Well, hopefully we were thinking we could come down towards the Bristol way. Mm. She likes bridges, so I thought, it's bridge in Bristol.
Good for, that's a specific but also cool thing to like.
Yeah.
I like that.
And also get to go to Bristol. I was like, we've got pipe and slippers, you can have a zombie and then you can go to bed.
Yeah, Rob can punch you with the groin. Yeah. No, but if you do plan on coming down, you'd have to let us know because I'll see if I can rally the troops.
Obviously. Yeah.
It'd be good. Yeah, it'd be good to. Yeah, it'd just be good to chat to her. Just.
Yeah.
If you like her, she must be a laugh. Basically, is my assumption. Probably getting a bit personal for the podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
If I ever get a significant other, you can discuss there as well.
Hey, look, if anyone listens to it, I don't mind.
Fair enough. They do listen to it. This is how my mum gets all the gossip.
Oh, all right. She'll like, why have you not got a girlfriend?
They've not got to that point yet.
Yet.
Yeah, my brother's an excellent distraction. Yeah. I think I've narrowed it down to either appearance or personality, to be honest. One of the two.
You're gonna pick one.
Well, I'm gonna narrow it down further. Give me a bit of time.
Fair enough.
As reasons of why I haven't got a girlfriend, not of what I'm looking for in a girlfriend.
Right. I was like, you just dropping the standards a bit. All right.
I'm just picking one or the other. Yeah. No, I was insulting myself, not just like women in general.
Oh, that's very, very big of you.
That's me. Wait. Oh no. Over promising, under delivering.
But you'll get sacked for that.
Oh no, we delivered on his promises. No excuses.
You better start growing.
Yeah. Just when Andy comes back and he just sees me stood there with like my fists clenched, red in the face, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Growing."
Oh, is he away again?
Yeah, he's down Devon way on holiday.
Oh, on holiday. I thought he meant
social distance holiday. To be fair, he's been very responsible. He's booked a separate caravan to his parents, to his mum, and his sister, because they're up in Sheffield. So they're staying in separate accommodation and they're only hanging out outside. He's been very good about it.
Congrats.
Yeah, because I was just like, who knows? Just do it.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but people like you are the reason it's getting worse. I was like, yeah, true, but also. Anyway, last whiskey after discussing my size.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mum.
Back to Whiskey Broker.
Yeah.
This one is the Cameron Bridge, and it's 3 times older than the last one at age 36 years.
Oh, look at the engineer.
Literally older than either of us as well.
Yeah, not much. Yeah.
Whiskey Broker are at it again, somehow releasing a cask strength whiskey that's 36-year-old at a price that still fits our budget. Founder Chris was brought into the world about 1 year after this whiskey, distilled in 1982 and bottled in 2018 after 36 years in a bourbon barrel. And it'll be one of very few times he's managed to drink a whiskey older than he is. It gets harder every year.
Yeah, it tells about
Well-aged grain remains a firm favourite here at the Dram team, and this certainly qualifies. And then the tasting notes are the same.
Yeah.
There are none published, and they weren't able to get. So it's up to us.
Slange. We've been saying this a lot today, but
strong.
Getting a lot of salted caramel, creme brulee, those kind of flavors on the nose. Flavors, smells.
Smells like whiskey.
You get just whiskey. Yeah. You think I'd have watched enough cranial nerve exams that I'd know if it's a smell or a flavor, but yeah, I'm definitely just getting kind of the salted caramel on the nose. I'm gonna put, unless you hear, if you smell anything else or hear anything. Hey, maybe we can
just listening in.
Whiskey blog that listens to the whiskey.
What do you smell like?
The Whiskey Whisperer.
I think it's got like a dried fruits on the nose a little bit.
Okay, I'll put that salted caramel with dried fruits. What does this whiskey say, Mr. Milburn? All I can hear it say is, drink me, drink me. Because obviously it's with a high-pitched voice, wouldn't it?
Well, that's the only way. Well, that's very nice.
I only have 3 voices. Me, which turns out is a lot higher pitched than I realised when I listened to a recording. Lauren. So
yeah. Really high pitched.
Which one? No, it's nasal, isn't it, Lauren? Hello.
Yeah.
My name's McNallis. Yeah. And then
you've got slow burn.
Yeah. Yeah. You can tell which two are my favourites, can't you?
Yeah. Probably. I don't know.
Well, the 2 I've got voices for was my insinuation.
Oh, people. Yeah. Okay. I mean, you do also have a voice for Martha, but it's.
What is my voice? No, you did Martha's voice.
Oh, is that me? I did all the other women. Yeah.
I did. Yeah. Well, one's Scottish, so it seemed only fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Woe me beep.
Yeah. Okay. I remember. I'm
Yeah.
quite drunk now.
I was the sound effects in that scene.
Yeah.
Boom. But I'm sorry, like.
By the way, if anyone would like to see the trailer to an epic movie that we've created, like this video, comment below, and we'll get uploaded.
I don't think we can.
Why? Copyright strikes. Oh no, we'll lose all of our CPM.
Yeah, fair point. Do you want to talk about whiskey again for a little bit?
Yeah.
I have that on my desktop, by the way, that trailer.
Oh, nice.
Do you want me to send it to
I've
you?
got it on my phone.
Oh, you've got it?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you get? What do you get on the taste? You drunk sod.
I drank some, but I forgot because it was a while ago.
That is quite salty. Kind of a
Yeah,
wide.
it's very, very creamy.
Very creamy. Yeah. Has it got legs?
I
got enough left to see.
I can still see them, and I finished it. So.
Okay. So creamy. I don't want to put creamy saltiness because then it sounds like we're writing a porno.
Savoury cream flavors.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I just need stepsister in there somewhere, and it's done, isn't it? Not that I've ever watched pornography on it, obviously, but I've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just say 10 Hail Marys when I get those feelings.
Yeah.
Savoury, creamy, with a wide mouth feel.
Not helping yourself there.
I'm not even talking about the whiskey.
Overpromising, underperforming again. No. Okay, this is
I don't think
demonetized.
either of us did well, actually, out of Desg's scheme and our respective private parts. Because yours was decided that it was plastic, don't forget.
Yeah. And
mine was decided it was Lauren decided it was quantum.
Oh yeah.
Because no one had ever seen it. Which was, I mean, that's a harsh burn.
Yeah.
Someone calls you the friend.
Yeah. I feel like
she was full of those.
She was like Schrodinger's penis, basically.
Yeah. Without the radioactive part, I guess.
Yeah. But
do you get anything else?
I would just say
mouth feel.
No.
I'd give it a long, soft finish. So you get the flavours still, but they kind of mellow out.
Yeah.
What would you give that? We are both very drunk, aren't we, at this point?
Yeah.
What would you give that?
I'd probably give that. That one's. I actually really enjoyed that one, so I'm going to give that one probably I think a 4.
I think a 4 is a good score. And would you like to leave any further comments?
Just that honestly, these are tasting notes.
Pure. I've put sorry, Mum.
just for our own reference.
Yeah, we'll look back at it in a couple of months about what the hell we're talking about. Okay, so that was our Dram Team box for the podcast number 18. We do have a few recorded and ready to go at 14, 15, 16, and 17. It's just this time it's my fault. So keep an eye out for those.
I'll take some of the blame because I'm not helping. But
yeah, by the time you've listened to this one, hopefully those have all been regular. We are trying as best, but work has a tendency to distract us, as you know.
Yeah, it's terrible having to have a job as well as having to doing something you actually enjoy.
If you could smash like a bit more, maybe we could, you know.
Yeah. If you could like tell all your friends.
Yeah, we could develop as real job, and then we could leave as fake one.
Yeah, get a bigger reach or whatever it is, and try to think of all the social media words that you
the
want.
The influencers, network.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. We could tell you all about Raid Shadow Legends if we carry on.
Yeah, or What is it?
NordVPN.
What's the robots one?
The robots one?
Yeah. It's like War Robots or something like that.
Or Warframe or whatever.
There's a one, I don't know. There's loads of good things. If we get to become like a monetized podcast, I'll definitely be telling you all about shaver subscriptions, mattresses that you can order on the internet, sock subscriptions, pants made of bamboo.
I've seen that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically those would be the Patreon rewards. Each tier, we'd find better adverts.
Yeah. If we could just get one patron.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
our YouTube channel literally doesn't have enough followers to have memberships yet, but one day. We had a good period of growth and then it stopped. It's almost like we ran out of friends.
Yeah, or you did, yeah.
Most of the people that are added are the people that you got to add.
Yeah, damn COVID. That ruined his marketing efforts. Right, anyway, yes, we will call it a day there. As always, thank you for listening. Please leave a comment,
if you've
a
made
like.
It this far, you're a better man than me.
Yep.
Or woman.
Hopefully you've been drinking along.
Yeah.
Because
that'll keep it almost entertaining.
Yeah, bearable.
Yeah.
And we will see you next time.
Yeah. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.